Hello. All of our lives, we have compared ourselves to other people. We have compared other people to ourselves, and others have compared us to them. And we've found ourselves lacking. And whenever anything that we desire in life is perceived as not here, if we don't obtain the success that we perhaps desire, we think there's something wrong with us. And we start on the journey towards learning and towards becoming a better self. And, even in my training, in my learning over the last years, I was a mindset coach, and I was taught and therefore, guided my clients through this as well, through into visualizing the self that I believed I was required to become to be that successful self. So perhaps I would compare myself to somebody I admired, and I would see the qualities that they had. And then I would imagine this image of myself with all of these qualities. Excuse me. And it was like I was telling myself in this very moment that I'm not enough, that I'm not good enough, that somewhere out there in the future, in time, is the self that I desire to be. And through doing this, I was actually not able to realize the self that I already was. In presence, in isness, in wholeness, is the perfection of self. And that perfection of self exists all along, except we have beliefs about ourselves, and maybe, over our lifetime or even previous lifetimes, we've been told that we're not good enough, or that we're not confident enough, or we're not bold enough, or whatever it might be. And therefore, we, in our own belief system, believe that we are lacking these traits. And because we believe we're lacking them, we don't see them. We don't have access to them. So what if you came into presence, into beingness, and allowed these qualities to be witnessed for yourself? Because I know in presence, the wholeness that I am is lacking nothing. It's lacking nothing at all. I don't need to become something else to be myself. I need to recognize the perfection that I am now. I need to love who I am. Because as I recognize and love the self, not in an egoic way, but in recognition of my wholeness, in an open-hearted way, everything that I am becomes available and is expressed, not only for my sake, but for all of creation. Self-love actually holds the spaciousness of self open. It allows the expression of the true self. And this is why it's so important, from my perspective, to practice wholeness, to practice presence, to be in the moment, to be aware of the awareness that I am, to be aware of that infinite consciousness that I am, because that holds my heart open. And what it does is it sends love before me. And the energy that we are introduces us to each other, but also to our experience. When we can meet life open-hearted, and it does feel vulnerable in the beginning, because the mind tries to tell us lots of stories about being hurt. But if we can stay open-hearted, the mind is moved into the background and it comes under the influence of the heart. So the love that introduces us to our world and to each other paves the way for harmony, for abundance, for peace, for love, for wholeness. You know, believing we're not who we need to be isn't self-love. So recognize your wholeness. Find that unconditional love for self. Because you exist, you are needed. And what is locked inside of your wholeness because you aren't present is what the world needs right now. Much love.